So I'm going to just settle back here and ask you to join me for a moment. And just tuning into this beautiful planetary grid that we create together, and how wonderful it is to be able to do this in this age, that we have the ability to reach across the world, to celebrate things, to support each other, and to connect. And so let's begin by closing our eyes just for a minute. And as people are joining, just join into this beautiful moment of imagining this connection is endless, and that the people that are here and that are connecting to this day together are just a portion of possibility. And we reach out, each one of us, in many directions, not only in this direction, but in many directions. And as we reach out energetically, that wave touches another wave that touches another human. And how wonderful and how beautiful that is, that we can become part of this web of light weaving itself on the planet. And yes, we need more light. So thank you, all of you, for joining in this purposeful connection. And even when we aren't connected purposefully, just have a thought from time to time for the light that you are and the light that you connect with. And how powerful that is. And take a breath. Welcome, welcome to 8-8. Thank you for joining me. And I want to say to everyone that this live stream is also live streaming from Italy through Luca and Julia, my beautiful friends and hosts in Italy. So I am going to endeavor to speak in a way that is more easy to translate. So you will hear me pause so that this part of a sentence can become part of a sentence in Italian for the wonderful Italian people that are listening. Okay, so let's begin talking about 8-8. And simply, when we see the number 8, what do we think of? Just intrinsically, we think of infinity, don't we? If we put those two circles together, we think of balance, don't we? It's a powerful number, 8-8. I have a friend who has a birthday today. I think I said this last year when I did the 8-8. And I have known him probably longer than most people in my life. He was born in 1953, so he is 8-8-8. And I've watched him transform his life through extremes over and over, but always coming back to this place of the balance of the 8. So what we have with the 8-8 is balance. So let's just talk about the 1-8 to begin with. And of course, it means infinity, and we have that in the infinity symbol, whether you draw it sideways or up and down. Something that goes on forever. But we also know that this is a place of seeking balance, because we're not always right there, are we? If we were ever right here in the middle, nothing would happen, right? And nowhere in nature or anywhere else does it stay like this. It goes like this. We are, as the name of the beautiful Pleiadian intervention called the teaching wheel says, we are always seeking balance. So that is what the 8 is about. It's not static balance, it's seeking balance. And in that seeking is something we call the great karmic equalizer. Now, those are some intense words, aren't they? The great karmic equalizer. What does that mean? That means that what we have done in the past, including past lives, and what we are doing now have an opportunity to balance each other. What we sow, we reap, our karma. Now, we have the opportunity to have an enlightened view of the world and of ourselves, and a responsible view of our own actions. And that is what creates the karmic equalizer. Being responsible, not blaming, not being a victim. And that's not that unique in the post 1220, 2012, not 1220, 2012 energy. That is what we talk about with 2012. Post 2012 is about self-responsibility. It's about being responsible for your own mess and your own joy and your own love and your own abundance, etc. So that is where the seeking balance comes in. We've come from a time of being imbalanced and blaming and nurturing our hurts with pity. Now we are coming to the time of karmic balance, equalizing, the great karmic equalizer. So we need to be, if this is what you choose, to look at the world and your own behavior in it. Is this balanced? Is it not balanced? Is what I'm doing and saying bringing back to me what I want? Because there is no one outside of you and me that is going to recreate our lives. It's on us. So we can use this energy now to really look at that and be more balanced and aware. 8 is about being practical and realistic and intelligent. It's kind of a male energy. So linear things like ambition, being organized and goal-oriented. But the masculine needs support. The support comes from where? The feminine. Just like in all things, day and night, dark and light, the masculine needs to have the feminine to balance, just as the feminine needs to have the masculine to balance. So in the 8, there is also forgiveness and regeneration, growth, and the positive nature of the divine feminine. The glass half full, and the first half was delicious. So when we look at the two sides of the 8, isn't it perfect to see the masculine on one side and the feminine on the other? And isn't that what really brings us into a place in our own selves of balance? Using those parts of masculine and feminine to move us forward, to see what words we want to convey to people, to understand how our actions create our lives, how our dreams or our despair can create our lives. So using the masculine goal-oriented forward movement and the feminine, the more forgiving, flourishing, nurturing, regenerative energy, that is what is in the 8. Isn't that great? So we can use that energy today and throughout the month of August, because all of August is an 8, Today it's a little supercharged because it's 8-8. So let me talk a little bit about 8-8 because, we mirror these numbers, these master numbers, when there are two of them. So 8-8 is about the beginning of the ending of one phase and the beginning of another, and bringing in prosperity and abundance. It's a very, 8 is a very prosperity related number or person or time. And everything multiplies when it's shared, right? When you look in the mirror, there are two of you. So when we have 8 and 8 next to each other, we can multiply the great karmic equalizer, or we can multiply the balance, or we can multiply the highly masculine characteristics or the highly feminine characteristics. So everything is multiplied when it's shared. And that's what happens with the 8-8. And that's what we can do with it. That's the exciting part for me, is that we can do something with it. We have the power and the opportunity to use this energy. Okay. So one of the things that I love doing in these months is bringing in the star mothers and the Lemurian codes, and how the number of the month and the day, the master number of the day, connects with the Lemurian codes. And it's just so interesting. And then it seems that the channel from the star mother sort of wraps it all up, all the astronomy, which I have yet to tell you about, all the astrology, and the Lemurian code. So let me read you what this number 8 says. So there's the card, that beautiful image, and it says, Star Center 8. As collaborators in this great experiment, and through your Akashic agreement with the star mothers, they enter and encode you for reawakening your DNA. Your portal to the star mothers perpetually hovers above you in an eternal etheric fiber of illumination. You are continuously and divinely suffused with the attributes of love, grace, honor, inspiration, guidance, and encouragement. Star Center 8. And if you don't have these cards and you're seeing this for the first time, I'm going to hold this as close as I can to the camera so that you can see the details in here. Let's see if I go this way. There. So when you look on the top of the card, you see the energy of the star mothers, our celestial parents, coming in to our DNA. See the DNA here, the helix. And then you can see the little people right here, the humans, all the way around. And then in the center, right there, is the flower of life. And underneath, down here on the bottom, is Gaia, our beautiful earth, because we come from the dirt of the earth. So here the star mothers are saying, in the 8, we are part of the grand experiment, the collaboration between heaven and earth. And that star center lives above our head. And that's where we connect, of course, to our parents, the Pleiadians. So if you've been following my work and the work of Lee Carroll and Cryon, you know that we have been teaching about this ancient connection from the stars and how this information and this energy has come from many places, not just my connection to the star mothers, not Lee Carroll and Cryon only, that for at least 40,000 or 50,000 years on this planet, The indigenous people have been saying that we come from the stars. So if you get a chance to come to our weekend events, you will be able to hear the story of that unfolding. Or if not, you can find all of that information. And imagine I'm holding a book right here so you can see it. That information about our journey from the beginning with the Star Mothers is in the book, The Women of Lemuria. And you can find that on the Cryon website. There's also a link from my website, amberwolfphd.com/products. And that gives you an idea of who our parents are, the Star Mothers. And in our Akashic agreement, those of us that were at one time or another in Lemuria agreed to this grand experiment that has brought us a spiritual awakening. It brought Kundalini to the planet, spiritual energy, when the Pleiadians came. So they're saying on Star Center 8 that we are here to be balanced, we are here to grow with spirit, and we are here to connect with our parents. And for those of us that have had not good childhood and disrupted parenthood from one parent not being present or possibly both, it has to me a feeling of being able to go to a greater place for that connection, and a place that serves us with so much love that we never have to feel disconnected from being parented. Isn't that wonderful? I think it's great. So let me tell you a little bit about the astronomy that's happening right now. Just a little bit, because there's lots and lots of this information online, and I want to get to the Star Mothers channel. On 8/11, another very auspicious day, we go into, or Uranus goes into something called a retrograde. Not too unlike the Mercury retrograde that we're familiar with. Well, all the planets do that from time to time. This, because Uranus is so far out from the Earth and moves so much more slowly, this retrograde is a 5-month retrograde. So it will come direct again on January 20th, 2020. So that's 1/20/2020. Interesting, huh? So the retrograde about Uranus is about turning things a little upside down. And because it's a retrograde, it gives us time to reflect and go over or redo. That's what the retro part of retrograde means. So what we are looking at is the times when our lives have maybe been upside down a little bit, but what came out of that was something wonderful. I know you've all experienced that when we're in it, that upside down place, especially when it takes us by surprise, it feels terrible because we feel out of control, right? Suddenly, we don't know what's going to happen next. We're, waiting for another shoe to drop, and we hope it doesn't hit us in the head. So this retrograde is different than that because we have the chance to just sit back for 5 months. It's not like powering through a 28-day Mercury retrograde. This is 5 months. So we have a chance to just reflect a little more gently on what's going on in our lives that is making a big change. This is a time when we want to break free of what's been going on and move into a new era for ourselves. And so we're supported really in this time of Uranus retrograde to do those things, to look at what hasn't worked, to watch ourselves try to hang on to the stuff that doesn't serve us anymore. and give ourselves the time and the opportunity and the support. And if we're not getting it from inside ourselves, to look outside ourselves for that support. And we can do that too. We can do that too. So I encourage you to follow up with that, and you can see how the Uranus retrograde affects each sign. It's right now it's retrograde in Taurus. Yay, that's me. So, and I have to say, it has been doing exactly as predicted. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It keeps me in the moment and moving forward. Yeah. Okay, so I have now a time to share with you a channel from the Star Mothers. So take a breath and let your ears now do the work. Close your eyes. Come into the moment. And begin by feeling your connection to the energy of the 8, to the energy of balance, as we invite together the Star Mothers to come and speak with us through their wisdom. Dear Shining Ones, we are delighted to be with you as always. We are delighted to be able to come out of our closet through our Mele'ha and spend this time with you. And the excitement for us is that there are so many of you, the growth of this beautiful family. And we tell you again of your entanglement with us, your entanglement with each other, and your entanglement with the time. The time of 8/8 in this particular time, because we enjoy the delivery of seeking balance. For us and the great teaching wheel that we have given, this is what we speak of, seeking balance. And as your entanglement grows and your awareness of your entanglement increases, balance will more and more find itself in you. Do you understand that? The more of you that are seeking balance, the more will be balanced. This is what a family does. They take care of each other. They connect with each other. They support each other. And each one of you being here now, though you may have never physically met the other, each one of you is supporting the seeking of the other. For you have called us forth, you see? You know that we have been here for many thousands of years of your earth time, but you have not been ready to call us forth. Now, that is the time. And isn't that just the most beautiful time? To be called forth by our children. You have reached out to us and we have said, we'll be right there. So now this time of seeking balance can turn into what is next. And we will tell you. We will tell you that what is next is living balance. And that our Mele'ha has created the next teaching wheel for the Lemurian Sisterhood. We have given her the spokes and the hub. And that wheel is called living balance. And indeed, that is what the Shah women of Lemuria did. They learned to live in balance. Before the age of 13, men and women both were learning, seeking balance. After 13, the women stepped into the Lemurian Sisterhood teaching wheel called living balance. And there is more for you to know of that, but not today. We are telling you today about 8, your numerals, and the balance that they represent. For if you draw one of those horizontally, and if you draw another superimposed vertically, you have perfect living wheel of balance, don't you? And it moves, and it moves. So just like your own beings, your own hearts, your bodies, your emotions, your spirit, there is always movement. There is movement from seeking balance into living balance. And this is the perfect time to use your spiritual awareness in your human life to bring the 8 and the 8 into a beautiful cosmic awareness of a time of living balance. And know that, of course, as always, we are with you. We are exactly where you are. You do not need a map or a candle or a flashlight to find us. We are exactly where you are and ready always to speak with you, to love with you, to support you, to create with you, and to seek and live balance with you in our beautifully and completely, deliciously entangled state. We are joyous. And we feel your joy also. You come closer and closer to us all the time. So for now, we step back, but always with you. Ooh. Hello. Well, I'm going to go look at the screen to come back into my being a little bit. Czech Republic, hello, all the sisters from the Czech Republic. I will see you in September. And Dee Dee's giving me a big hug. Thank you, Goddess. Okay, we have someone from Sardinia. I don't know where that is. Simo Millie. Thank you for being with us from wherever you are. Tony Bowden from Louisiana. Yay. Rhonda Elliott, hi honey, nice to see you. And Janet Miller, mwah. Vanessa Thomas from the tip of Africa. See how we are? We're all over the plate. All over. Joanna Curran, Karen Cote, allo, bonjour. To all the Lemurian sisters, you are welcome, my dear. Yundi from New Jersey, Yundi Chi. And so it is, Marie says. Anna Carroll, what a wonderful message. I look forward to hearing it. You know, I am not a conscious channel. So yeah, I feel the energy. And Susana Duarte, yeah, I was in the mothership. I love that. Oh, thank you, beautiful community, for the work that you are doing, for the play that you are having, for the entanglement, to use the word of today. I hope that 8-8 continues to be a place of play and balance and understanding. And then the retrograde, that you get a chance to reflect. And reflection is wonderful, when, especially when you're reflecting your own light back at you. So enjoy this. I hope to see you at one of my events somewhere. And coming up, I will be posting about more live events. I'm going to be doing more of those for the rest of the year. I'm really excited about that. October, November, and December. And also next year, but those upcoming October, November, December ones will be on my website soon. Join me on the Lemurian Sisterhood Global Group. I love hearing from you. Tell me how you are, and let me get to know you better. We have a beautiful community of goddesses there. And from all of my hosts around the world, I am so blessed. Thank you. And from everyone, wherever you're joining from today or any other day that you listen to this, you are the light. You are the love of the Creator. And we are one light, one heart, and one peace. For now, aloha, namaste, au revoir, adios. I need some more words. Send me your language, how you say goodbye. I would love to learn more. Thank you all.